So we're starting a podcast.
Yeah, should we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going best out of 3?
Are we doing rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other way? How do you say rock, paper, scissors?
I just do rock, paper, scissors.
Is it rock, paper, scissors, or papers, rock, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Just making sure you're not a serial killer. No. We had a wedding where they switched it. I was like, that's not how it goes. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Shoot. Okay. Best out of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, I got my butt kicked. All right, that's it. All right, so that means you're starting, or am I starting?
You're starting.
Oh, dang it, I lost. Okay. I don't want to start. I don't want to start anything. Okay.
We're starting.
Okay. I'll be honest. Does every first podcast episode suck?
Yeah. Is ours gonna suck? No. Because we're awesome.
Well, I think this is also going to be our therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe more therapy than what we actually do in the car on the way home from a wedding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every single wedding we leave and we're like, okay, we have to talk about it. Let's talk. And we fill up an entire hour drive and just talk about everything that happened. And now I'm like, we should do it on a couch in front of a bunch of people.
Oh my gosh, in front of, well, you and me. But also thinking like, well, first off, I feel like we come and we do therapy through the hour, or we just stare dead straight. We don't say anything in the car ride home. Mm-hmm. It's like either, oh my gosh, something went horribly wrong. Well, I wouldn't say horribly wrong.
Not
something
horribly wrong.
Was problematic.
Yeah.
Something was something I could fix. Something other people don't know about. Or what was maybe another category we would talk about?
I think things that we've never seen before. Like, I think that like every single time I'm like, oh, yep, I don't think the wedding's going to top what I just experienced. And then we have another wedding and then we're like, oh, that's a new one. I have never seen that before, whether it's a cool thing or a totally like mishap, detrimental.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because, okay. So when I think about weddings, I really do go back to mine a lot because so I got engaged in 2008, got married in 2010, started shooting weddings in 2013. And so now 2025, like going through that whole timeline, things have changed so much that I feel like there's always a conversation to be had, and then explaining why people want to have these conversations and how it helps us as vendors, but also people getting married, because there is so much information out there that it almost feels...
It's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming.
It's too overwhelming. And also, like, everyone does something so differently that when you're looking at, I want my wedding to look like this, you can try to fine tune it as much as you can and look at inspiration, but nothing is going to be exactly your wedding. You know what I mean? Like, you can get as close as you want to inspo wise, but it's not ever going to be exactly your wedding.
What do you mean?
Like you're maybe getting married in the fall, and so you're looking at your wedding venue, but the inspo pictures that you really like are in the spring. Like, you're never going to find inspiration that's checking every single box of what you're planning, unless you're literally copying and pasting someone else's wedding.
Which you shouldn't be doing.
Which you shouldn't be doing. Like, your venue's going to be maybe the same. Cool. You can find inspiration around that. But then maybe they do round tables versus long rectangular tables. And so you can get as close as you want to with inspiration, but it's never going to be your wedding. So it's like, how can you effectively do your own wedding?
Right.
For what you want, for what your partner wants. I don't know. And do your vision instead of trying to like piece together what other people are doing and be like, I want that and I want that and I want that. And I want it to all be one thing, instead of creating it the way that you want to create it and be inspired. Like, I don't know. I think that people have, I lost my thought.
I think people are piecemealing. I think today, in 2025, people are piecemealing a lot of things from a lot of categories.
Yes.
And
I guess that's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you try and make a wedding yours as much as possible, but it really is coming from somebody else's somewhat inspiration or something you've seen. Like, there's never a full-blown completely natural, without any inspiration wedding. And that can be from people you know, family members giving you advice, getting on Pinterest, seeing other people get married,
Yes.
like your friends get married and things of that sort. So
Yeah.
I think there's always a conversation to be had as we go along.
Yes.
And that's why.
That's why
we're doing this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it's not just like, okay, where do I get started? That's great. There's definitely so many blogs of like, what do I do first? Like,
Yeah.
okay, you
Oh,
pick
and I
a
have
thing.
one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. But also, I think it's how do we help you from the start to the end of a wedding planning process? Like,
Yes.
how can we help you create an entire wedding that is for you, that you can take little pieces of this, little pieces of that, and like create your own thing? I think what I was getting at also is inspiration versus replication. Like,
Right.
are you inspired or are you wanting to replicate?
yeah.
Inspiration is great, but then to really know at the end of the day that like this is your day and you may be inspired by something, but it's not going to look exactly like that. That's my point.
And I think
And that's okay, you know?
Right. And I think one of the things that we as vendors see, so from that, I'm like, well, how can help us help you help us is a reason why we're doing this as well. Like things that we see maybe continually,
Yeah.
that other vendors like hair and makeup and florals and planners see continuously that happens repeatedly is something that needs to be talked about, unfortunately, over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm really also looking forward to maybe being some new inspiration or passing ideas along that people will like and
yeah.
use, because like you said, every time you think you've seen something,
We do something else. Like,
Right.
I shot a wedding with you, and for their favors, they did like crystals.
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah.
Like, that's so unique. I still have not seen it since. I hadn't seen it before, and I'm like, I love that. Everyone went and like gravitated toward the crystal that they liked, and that was like super cute.
and so for people understanding crystals, like that was a very detailed plan for that couple that worked for that couple. It would not have worked for me. My husband probably would have been like, what in the world are we doing with crystals?
Did you find these
like
rocks
where?
outside?
Yeah, where rocks did you go pick up? Did you go pick up rocks outside and bring them in as our wedding favors? You
Actually,
nuts. But I mean, you know, when I think again, going back to weddings that have been happening for decades, you know, when I got married, it was ballroom, hotel, weddings, right? And then when I started doing photos, it was a lot of urban sort of venues, moving away from the hotels and the churches into venues. And then
burlap
enter burlap
and sunflowers.
and sunflowers.
Yeah.
And then enter COVID.
Yeah. I feel like that phase was a huge phase, like a long phase.
Yes.
Like,
Wait, the burlap phase?
The burlap phase. Like, that was really, I think, also ballroom moved to Pinterest inspiration. Like, we went from ballroom weddings. Was Pinterest around when you?
No, that
So I
was
think
just
that
the
was
start of
jump.
it.
Like, we moved and we were like, let's find something else. And then everyone went to Pinterest and it was like teal blue and chevron and burlap.
Chevron. I love me some chevron.
I love some chevron. But like, truly though. And then that kind of morphed, but we still saw barn weddings and mason jars for so long. And then really it kind of shuffled into maybe a 2-3 year period of like people doing different unique ideas, and then COVID hit. And then I feel like that really was like the innovation of creativity after COVID. Like people were just like, whatever, I want to try things and do different stuff.
I think it went from, like I said, ballrooms to actual event venues. COVID hit, and then it was a shift of, we need to do destination. We need to do smaller. We need to be really, backyard couldn't help us. Backyard. And then now we're on the flip side. We're 5 years now from COVID. And so we're seeing trends again change. And then we went from a trend like burlap and sunflower that lasted 4 years to fast trend.
Yes.
And I feel like now, are we on a different trend category? Are we still doing fast trends now that people are online more? Are they switching trends more? I think that's something we're going to talk about a lot.
I think so. And also priority shifts of like, I do think that there are some classic, timeless, evergreen wedding decisions that are happening too, where people are like, ooh, I don't actually like the like trendy every 6 to 9 months, something is changing and it's a different wedding trend. I want it to be a little bit more classic and focus on the things that actually matter, you know, more than like, oh, this favor is really popular, so we need to have this at our wedding. Now it's like, oh, how can we create actually an experience and just be with our family and like really focus on what matters?
Right.
I feel like people's priorities are like shifting just a little bit.
Right. And I think,
which is good.
Having a place to chat about what we're seeing in real time will also, I think, maybe hopefully alleviate stress for people. So when we bring guests on and talk about what they're seeing in real time and what people can look forward to or not forward to, like, I think everybody thinks wedding planning is this fun thing, and I'm looking at you because you're engaged,
I'm in the midst of
and you are a vendor, and you know, we as vendors say, oh, it's wonderful and it's great and hire and do this and that and the other, and sometimes it sucks. I remember walking into a bridal show again back in like 2010 and leaving saying I'm eloping. So have you had that?
Yes. Last week.
And as
last week I was like, all right, we're eloping. I'm not doing this. Like, this is not worth it. I don't know. And then you shuffle and you're like, but I do want to spend time with my family and friends. So we're not eloping.
No.
Because you're going to be at our wedding.
I will be at your wedding. So I'm going to like hide.
We're not eloping. We are still having our wedding.
That's good to know.
But no, I mean, like, it is so weird because we see such a specific side of it with photos. I mean, we see videographers, we see some other vendor perspectives, but one, I was really clueless on how much went into it, which is crazy as a wedding vendor. I think that this is the most encouragement for people who are watching this that are planning a wedding. I am a wedding vendor and I am still overwhelmed with the process. Like, I'm still confused as to what is a priority versus something else. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out for myself. And I want to help people who are at square one and have not, I mean, there are people that like have never been in a wedding that are planning their own wedding, or like haven't really been to a lot of weddings that are planning their own wedding. We see weddings regularly and I'm still confused. I'm like, this is great.
And then you still have people who have been in weddings, know what they want, do what they want. And at the end of it, they still wish they had done things differently. Right. So, or things go, and I say that planning wise, because, for example, like, I think because people plan weddings and it's a day that they've really dedicated a lot of time to, I think there is some sort of mentality that because we've planned it to a T, nothing can go wrong. And false. And then you get to a venue and, you know, the clasp on a dress breaks. Somebody left their tie at the cabin, things of that sort. And so, I mean, it's the same thing as me saying, I'm going to leave my house every day at 7 and get to point B.
Exactly it.
Every time. And you know, every day it will be something different.
That's a really good comparison, actually. That's
like, I can plan and plan and plan, and I'm going to leave my house at 7 o'clock, but then traffic's going to hit. Weather's going to be different. There's going to be a car wreck or whatever. So I think even the best planning comes with some regret. I think it comes with some tough decisions, and but hopefully by the end of it, I really want people to realize that the wedding planning process is important, but your marriage is also really important. But let's give some advice through the process that makes it easier, that makes it better. And at the end of the day, you had a joyful wedding. Yeah. And I think that that's where I'm hoping that when you're starting to plan, and I've had to do this, like, what do I actually care about when planning a wedding? Like, what do I want to get out of my wedding? Do you think that has changed since you got, like, early engaged, Brittany, different than sitting here, Brittany? Yes, because we got engaged almost a year ago. So we've been engaged for a year. At first, it was like, I want this big, huge party with like 200 people, everyone that we ever have met, and like all party with us. And I'm like, oh, okay, 200 people is actually a lot to feed. We also really want like fun cocktails and alcohol. Like, that's a lot of bar service to give. Like, there's some logistics there. And then our venue only holds, 115 people. It's we're like, oh, okay. So even just logistically wise, it's changed things. And then I think from like a vibe standpoint, there are things that I thought I would care about that now I'm like, no, I don't care about that. Like, I really thought I would care about the food that we were serving.
specifically. I'm like, oh, I love the weddings that I've had really good food at, or I can remember the weddings that I don't have great food at. But that's from a vendor perspective, not as a bride or as a guest. So I'm like getting out of the vendor mentality where I'm like, oh, I've had so many vendor meals or wedding meals that I'm like, oh, I know what I like and don't like, but we're having wedding meals every weekend. People aren't going to a wedding every single weekend and comparing the food.
Oh,
so
that's true.
So there's like some things that I've released that I'm like, oh, actually, this isn't that big of a deal because I'm thinking about my guests. They're not coming to weddings every weekend. They don't have the same mentality and criticism that I have.
Like, don't do a taco bar with 500 people?
Right, because it's going to take forever. And now I'm like, oh, let's do walking tacos because that would be fun. You know, like, I don't know. I think there's just some like letting go of control things. I don't know. Yeah, a little bit of just like reprioritizing. I'm having you for photo.
Yes.
Our friend Tommy is doing video. Like those were big priority things. And from there, I'm like, oh, actually, I really don't care a lot about like the small details of things. I want our invitations to look cool, but like, I also, it's more about you photographing them than even like the other side of it of like, oh, I need every single color to match. It's about the photos.
Yeah. Do you have a fear of planning a wedding? Do you think people out there planning a wedding right now are hypercritical of themselves or think people will be hypercritical of them for how they planned it?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. I feel like there's a lot of scrutiny with it. Like, I think because social media is such a highlight reel too, it's so easy to be like, oh, like, why did they do that for their table numbers? Because we have infinite options. Like, we are seeing the best and the coolest designs of everything, the highlight of everything. We're not seeing the weddings that are doing a backyard, really cool barbecue that everyone had a great time because it may not be as aesthetically pleasing.
That's true.
You know
Because
what I mean?
I feel like Pinterest and blogging has taken over in that. Yeah. I mean, when you are pinning stuff on Pinterest, you are looking for, again, that inspiration and then finding things that you like based on that. But does it actually, is it reality of what you want for your own? I think there is a fear. So I think there's a fear of picking something wrong.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes being a too hot trend.
Yes.
And I think that's a little sad. I think people should be doing what they want to do and really where they want to do it.
Twins, here's a great thing. So, I think I was talking to a bridal salon, the woman who was helping me when I was going and shopping for a dress. We were talking about trends and I said, like, I don't want to pick something that's just like trendy. And she was like, yes, but also if you want a trendy thing, embrace it. Like, pick the thing that you want that's a little trendy and go for it and have fun. Like, I think there's also this scrutiny of like, ooh, she did something so trendy. Like, that's like so trendy. Okay, like, have something that's trendy. That's okay too.
Boho trend was huge.
You know, boho trend was huge.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Do it with your full, I want to do this, not just, I think it's your intention. Do you just want to look cool and have like the coolest Instagram wedding? Your priorities are probably a little off. If you really like something that's in trend right now and it's your personality and you're all here for it, great. I love the neck scarves. I think that is like the coolest trend. It is very much a trend though right now. I may wear a neck scarf. I think it's really, really cool.
I think you should. So,
spoiler alert. I mean,
but I think,
you know, like embracing it. That's my style though. You know, it works with the aesthetic of what I'm going for. So I think it works in that scenario.
Yeah. And that, you know, as soon as you said embrace it, I'm hoping that's what we're doing here is embracing it, because when there's a fear with planning a wedding, let me tell you, there's a fear of doing a podcast.
Two people doing a podcast.
Yeah. Two people doing a podcast.
We're doing it.
So
I know. Yeah. We're like, are we cringy? No.
Again, we're our own
afraid of doing that.
We're our own worst critic.
Yes.
On it. So I think for me, the fear of, you know, we've been in this for how long have you been photographing?
I photographed my first wedding when I was 15. So 16 years.
Oh my gosh. So I've been doing it over a decade now.
Yeah.
And I will say, actually, I think starting this has made me more nervous than actually starting shooting weddings.
100%.
And
absolutely. Because here's the deal. When we're shooting, we're behind a camera. We're sitting there with all this. Like, this feels very official and we're a little bit more of a casual duo, and we want,
Yeah. But these are things that we talk about a lot, I think. And I think there is a fear with social media. I say that both as a vendor and as a bride, to do something sort of perfectionist in a way.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we've made it this far and we're here is insane. So I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
What do you want to get out of it? Why are we doing this for yourself? Is there something bigger than that as well?
Myself as a bride, or just in general?
I guess you could put it as a bride, as a vendor, as a business owner.
I think out of this, I want to try something new. This is new for both of us.
Yeah, this is for both of us.
I want to be pushed out of my comfort zone.
Done.
And easy, check. I'm very out of my comfort zone. But I think also I want to show people that it's just about showing up. Like, you just kind of have to show up. This is our zone, though. We love talking about this stuff. We would be talking about this anyway, just not with a set. And, we would be doing this anyway.
We would
do this regularly.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor.
This episode is sponsored by Chop Chop Beauty Club.
My name is Samantha, and I'm the owner and creative director of Chop Chop Beauty Club. We are a luxury on-site hair and makeup team, and we make sure that not only is your wedding day service exactly what you're looking for, but we work really hard on the back end to make sure that the whole booking and scheduling process is seamless. I like to say that we are a set it and forget it type of company. You have so many things that you are dealing with when you're planning a wedding. You're booking photographers, you're booking catering, things like that. We don't want to be one more thing on your to-do list. So we have all of our communication perfectly timed out, so you never have to reach out to us. We will always reach out to you for whatever milestone is around the corner. Our genderless and all-inclusive service menu ensures that you will get exactly the service that is for you. Whether that is a more skincare forward makeup service, if you don't really like to wear a lot of makeup, or if you need to rent hair extensions, our Dream Hair Club is for you. So we have all the tips and tricks to make your wedding or special event perfect.
So thank you, Sam, for providing incredible services for brides and grooms everywhere. We absolutely adore you. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
When we first started about doing this, I swear sometimes you would shut your door coming home, I would shut mine, and we're like, literally, we have to talk about what just happened.
Yeah.
And that, again, is the good, bad, and sometimes the ugly.
Yeah.
But I think we're ready to jump out of a comfort zone and provide some context on what we're seeing in 2025.
Yes.
And beyond.
Yes.
With planning.
Yes. It's about providing honesty, providing education, but also like providing just like, we're going to have fun too. And planning a wedding is fun.
Are we fun people?
We're so fun.
I say that in cringe.
We're the most fun. But, I think a little bit of everything. I think I'm excited to be able to have a platform that we can, have fun and make jokes and show the funny things that happen at weddings and like the lightheartedness and also the do's and the don'ts. And to be able to kind of help people navigate and steer through the planning because it is overwhelming. And if not everyone loves it, that's okay. If 10 people love it, great. If, no one watches it, then we're still talking. Great.
Well, I will say, if someone is listening to this and they're like, this is not for me,
totally fine.
Great.
Yeah.
If there's something that we talk about, whether it's toasts, guest behavior, hair and makeup, and they take a sliver of it and use it, or they just ditch the entire thing that we said and said,
totally
we're
fine.
not doing that.
Totally
I think
fine.
that is actually great. If you're planning a wedding and you realize wholeheartedly, like, I'm not into the big wedding thing, no matter what you say, I'm going to elope.
Great.
Do
it.
Please.
There may be still something that you get out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
people who elope still hire makeup artists. Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to talk to a makeup artist and be like, how should you find a makeup artist? Like, there will be something for everyone if you're planning a wedding, but someone planning a wedding may not adhere to every single thing that we say.
Well, I don't think anybody could
that can be true.
100% fill in that right? Like, obviously, if you're having a beach wedding, we may be talking things that are very specifically for a mountain wedding.
Right.
Or we may be talking a lot about bridal party, and then that maybe changes somebody from having a 12-person wedding party on each side to saying, you know, maybe just one sounds great.
One's great. I made one. That sounds great. What about you? What do you want to get out of this?
I'm actually really interested in learning new things because just this whole process. Okay, so like when we got our hair and makeup done for this, because why not? And I learned that searching for inspiration was really overwhelming.
Yep.
I physically haven't had my makeup done in years, like by a professional.
Yeah.
And that I was learning myself through Pinterest and AI and certain, like, what is a glam versus gloss or matte?
Natural, and even clean girl aesthetic is really, really popular right now. So you can like see Hailey Bieber, clean girl aesthetic, but most people are not looking like that naturally. So they want it, but it's really glam. Like, it's confusing. It's really, really
so
confusing.
I think I'm interested in bringing people in, hearing sides that I don't have. Like, when we show up, usually the hair and makeup girls are, you know, they're leaving.
Yeah.
So they're not
like a pass by.
Yeah. Like, thank you so much. They look amazing. Peace out. And then they're like, you know, we take over. And then we see vendors there that, you know, catering and planning and flowers and the officiant. But there's some behind the scenes stuff, like the bridal shop that you went to, or the favors that you ordered, are things that just kind of
already done,
magically appear on a wedding day that we never have a second thought about. And so I'm interested in that.
Calligraphers, invitation designers. Like, I've spoken to calligraphers that they give me pieces of advice that they're like, oh, I really wish that people knew this, or photographers knew this, or brides and grooms knew this, and I would have no idea because I don't ever communicate with them on a wedding day.
Right.
Like,
When was the last time we ever had a chat with a calligrapher or wedding invitation person as a photographer? Unless you're doing like styled shoots or stuff.
Never organically on the day.
Right.
So this was like a side-off conversation with a friend who's a calligrapher that was like, dang, I really wish like I got images back from weddings. Like, people always forget about the calligrapher. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
You know, right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Like, it's not, so I think I agree with you. It's a little bit of learning and admitting that we don't know everything either.
Right. But hopefully what we're saying here will guide somebody in a direction that works really well for them. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. What are you nervous about? Are there things that you're nervous about putting yourself out there?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this now since 2013, and in an age of social media, you know, putting yourself out there means comments from everybody. And so it's just, I think that's overwhelming for me as a person. Like, as a bride, I really wanted a core group of people to help me. I don't know what I would have been doing in 2010 if it was me posting what I liked about my wedding and then randos commenting what I should or shouldn't do. I mean, we have Threads and TikTok and Blue Sky and X and Facebook, and it's, you know, everybody has a comment. Everybody has an opinion. And so for me, I don't say that's going to be a struggle. I think I will be learning that aspect as well, putting myself out there and what works for me and what doesn't as well. And I think honestly, I'm proud that we've made it here. We've made it out of the car. We did it.
We made it out of the car.
And so, I don't know. Did our first episode suck?
No.
Okay.
Also, we made it out of the car and onto the couch.
I like it.
I like that.
The orange couch.
Yeah,
so, but we'll see a lot more of each other lately, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
So much fun.